Hello and welcome to myfinanceteacher.org. Today I want to share with you something that I've been holding for quite a while but is not part of the model portfolio because it's been quite volatile, and usually in the crypto part of the model portfolio I generally stick to blue chips, which are Bitcoin and Ethereum. But today I want to take a bit of a risky trade with the model portfolio, although in my personal holdings, as you see from here, this is a bit of a list of my entries into this cryptocurrency, consisting of a few thousand, as you see from this list. In my personal holdings, I do hold this cryptocurrency, which is called HEX. And the reason that this hasn't entered into the model portfolio is because a lot of traders wouldn't be able to take the amount of volatility that some of these smaller cryptocurrencies have. Talking about smaller cryptocurrencies, I don't actually invest into a lot of different cryptocurrencies. I only hold a really tiny handful of cryptocurrencies, which you can count on basically fingers of one hand, because I don't really have time to study the details, study the white papers of a range of cryptocurrencies. And if you want to avoid 99% of all those BS projects, you really have to know the details of some of these projects if you want to invest in them. And since I don't have time to dig for those details, I only hold a very small handful of what I think are really good projects, most of which are, of course, the blue chips that are already in the model portfolio. So talking about HEX, within the time that I've been holding HEX, there's been crazy amounts of volatility where you see the price of HEX moves from anywhere between half a cent to anywhere 1.5 cents to nearly 2 cents, and it's currently somewhere around 2 cents. So there's a lot of volatility within several months. We've seen price quintupling and then going back down, nearly all the way down. It's a relatively small project, although it's growing with a market cap of several billion right now. Just in case if this project just shoots up from here, I want to have at least a small exposure to this project in the model portfolio. Although personally, as you've seen, I do have quite a good exposure to this. Perhaps we see some sort of an ascending triangle over here, and perhaps over the last few days HEX has already retested the breakout. On the other hand, maybe the price will continue down for a few days to properly retest this breakout at around 16 cents before continuing higher if this general pattern of an ascending triangle works out as they usually are, and they usually are a bullish pattern. Usually a measured target for such patterns is the height of the triangle, which is in this case anywhere between say 3 cents up to around 15-16 cents. That's a height of, let's say, 12 cents, and 12 cents from this breakout at about 16 will give you a measured move up to around 28 cents or so. But given the size of the project and given some of the details that I really like about this project, I think there is a potential that this goes even considerably higher above that 3 cents mark. But of course, this is a really risky project, so let me just put a tiny amount into the model portfolio. If you want, you can follow this trade as I'm going to explain it over the next few minutes. If you want to skip this one, as it is a really volatile thing and it's already pumped quite a lot over the last few weeks, then perhaps you just skip this one or wait for a further correction down to retest the breakout at 60 cents, and perhaps a more sensible entry would be once we see a bounce from 60 cents with a relatively tight stop loss. So how do I enter into this cryptocurrency? Well, using this decentralized exchange at HEX.com, and we have to use this exchange using our MetaMask. Let me slide this down a little bit. I think you see the MetaMask extension on my browser. You might just search a little bit on how to use MetaMask and you'll see a lot of information on that. MetaMask helps me to hold a couple of cryptocurrencies, including Ethereum and HEX. So at ETHHEX.com, let me convert, let's say, 0.2 Ethereum into HEX, and I've entered 0.17 here because perhaps 0.03 Ethereum are going to be eaten up by the transaction costs. Let's hit swap over here, and we see that transaction costs at the moment are not that high, so I'm converting around 0.18 Ethereum into HEX. So whatever is the implied price per unit of HEX, including the transaction costs on Ethereum network, I'm going to enter this trade based on all of these prices into the model portfolio relatively soon. Let me first see how this transaction ends up. Okay, transaction confirmed, and I received just over 18,500 units of HEX, which I can see over here in my sort of wallet at go.hex.com. So that's all for this video, but in your turn, let me know what you think of cryptos. Are they getting a little bit too overheated right now with the Bitcoin price around 60,000? Or is there still some potential for higher market caps in cryptos? Let me know what you think, and good luck in your trades.